To this day.
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 What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Get this. Joshua versus Wilder will be the WBC's final eliminator to Fury's belt. Wow. The WBC has updated their rankings, positioning Deontay Wilder at the top spot at number 1 and Anthony Joshua a slot below him at number 2, which makes it their fight eliminator to fight heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. At this point, it's unclear whether Fury will fight the Wilder-Joshua winner, even if ordered by the World Boxing Council, because his attitude seems to be one of a fighter who has lost interest in the sport and just hang around to make easy money against MMA fighters, okay? Fury looked terribly out of shape this week in the press conference for the fight with Francis Ngannou October 28th and made it clear when asked about fighting Joshua Usyk Wilder, he has no intentions, as we know, okay? And Joshua could fight someone else. According to Shane Fury, the Saudis, of course, have taken a rumored route of not wanting the Joshua Wilder in Saudi Arabia. So that's been a big letdown, okay? And let's see what we have here. And let me counterpunch, because there's nothing really else that we can talk about as far as that goes. Well, how do I feel about that? Well, eventually, maybe in a year or two, this may be sorted out. Because if Anthony Joshua is number 2 and Deontay Wilder is number 1, who the hell did they beat to get there? That's for one. For two, why the hell are any of those guys over Frank Sanchez? Frank Sanchez should be number 1, and that's the type of bullshit that we're dealing with the WBC. Now, the silver lining, the good thing we can extract from this whole ideal or issue with Deontay Wilder being number 1 and Joshua being number 2 is, okay, they'll both fight each other. Okay, so if they'll fight each other, that will, because of both of those guys are stars, because it has to be something that makes sense as far as money, because Mauricio is all about money, let's face it. He's all about that 3%, okay? That 3% has to be replaced from the interest of fight purses. In other words, those guys, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, are placed in those positions simply because they have star power. Okay, and their 3% of their fight purses can be equal or more, in Joshua's case, more than likely, higher than the 3% of Tyson Fury. That way, Mauricio could then make a decision and say some shit like, due to the inactivity to Tyson Fury not fighting and finding the right type of opponents, he is forced to fight for his championship belt or vacate the belt altogether so we can celebrate the future champion of the WBC. That's what'll happen. And let me counterpunch that. What's wrong with that? Well, how about, Mauricio, let's stop all the skip a step shit. Because you're not going to make Tyson Fury do anything just like you didn't make him do anything now. So knowing that, Mauricio, why don't you have stripped the belt from Tyson Fury? He's fighting UFC guys. He's planning to probably fight in a rematch with Francis Ngannou, okay? And then he'll fight John Jones. So that takes his whole 2024 up doing clown fights like that, getting paid well for really less risk in certain situations, because he's not going to the cage, people. Let's face that. Tyson ain't dumb. Tyson don't want to get one of those bent legs bent or broke. Come on, let's be real. So that's not going to happen. And he's not going to fight for the belt, so he should be stripped by right. Hell, by every right, okay? So they should let Wilder and Joshua fight for the WBC belt. If Wilder knocks out Joshua, he'll be a 2-time heavyweight champion. He'll get his belt back that he's had 5 years before he lost it. Or if Joshua beats him, he will be 3-time. Then at that point, he will be elevated to like that Fury status as far as all the belts, because he's had all the belts, just not at the same time. So it works, and it's a win-win for everyone. Mauricio gets his 3% of that fight, or whoever comes out victorious, and that is what I say, people, is that. Okay? But will he do that? I doubt it, because it's too much like Wright. I find it strange that he's making them fight, but it makes sense if you're a businessman or a greedy bastard or both. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of the WBC making Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder a final eliminator for Fury's WBC heavyweight strap. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!